Hey everybody, it's Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a haul and an unhaul for you guys. Despite what the thumbnail might look like, I actually don't have that many books to haul or unhaul. It's just they're bigger books that I'm hauling and unhauling. So it's a haul for both like April and May because I didn't really post one because I didn't really get that many books. And then this unhaul is it's the first one I've ever done on my channel, and I need to clear out some space and I just don't really want these books. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the first book that I'm hauling today is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the screenplay by J.K. Rowling and whoever else wrote it. I don't really know who else wrote it. I did not own this actually. I found it at a bookstore in Green Bay when I was in the city with my friends, and it's just beautiful and it was really cheap and I'm really excited. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited to read it, and it's just so pretty, and just the cover, I love it a lot. Next up is a book that my friend got me for my birthday, and that is The Hamilton Affair by Elizabeth Cobbs. It's just the lives of Alexander Hamilton and Eliza Schuyler and like how their lives intersect, and I have read this one and it was pretty good. I talked about it in my wrap-up, and yeah, it was fun and I really enjoyed it. The next two are books that I found at Savers, which is like my favorite place to go for books just because they're really cheap. They don't have a super great collection, but they're usually cheap, so I get them. And so the first one is Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. I've never read anything by Brandon Sanderson before, so I feel like I need to join the hype train and at least try him as an author. And this was, yeah, on sale. It's The Reckoners Book 1, and I have absolutely no idea what it's about other than it's Brandon Sanderson, and it's, I'm assuming, fantasy. But on the back it says, how far would you go for revenge if someone killed your father? If someone destroyed your city? If everything you ever loved was taken from you? Ooh, that sounds fun. So yeah, I got it. It was cheap, so I got it. That's what happens. And the other book I got is one I'm so excited for, and that is This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earl. This is the girl who helped create the Project for Awesome, which is a fundraiser that John and Hank Green, along with so many other people, run each year in December, and they do a live stream, and it's really amazing. And she helped inspire The Fault in Our Stars as well. She was a really interactive person in the Nerf fighter community when she was younger, but she ended up actually dying from cancer. And this is just her story, and I believe it's got like pictures and her drawings and stuff. And I haven't read this yet. It's been on my TBR for forever, but I just have never picked it up. So I'm really excited to have this and to read it. And the next books are all books that I got from my parents. So I was reorganizing my parents' bookshelves because I like organizing and they don't, and their bookshelves were a mess upstairs and it was bothering me, and I'm like, okay, can I please just organize them? And so my mom said yes. So I found a couple books that either we had copies of, or actually, yeah, they were all copies except for one, and yeah, my mom said I could have them, so, you know, that's great. So these first two are the reason that this stack looked a lot bigger than they were, and they are Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, two of the biggest Harry Potter books. Actually, I think these are the biggest Harry Potter books. I don't own my own copies of the books. I have the first one in the Hufflepuff edition, and that's it. So now I have these two, which is, you know, great. My family owns a set, and then my mom started collecting a second set for my sister's teacher who hadn't read them yet, and she was in the process of reading them. So my mom was collecting a set for her, but then she ended up saying that she already had them. And so they were just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, hey, can I have them? Because I don't own these yet. And my mom was like, sure. So I have two more Harry Potter books to add to my collection. Then I found an extra copy of Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I read this so long ago, and I also have the movie version because my mom doesn't really want it. So I'm like, I'll take it. So this is a book about a boy named Ender who, it's a sci-fi book. It's kind of an older book, actually. And there's more books in the series, but I haven't read them. And then the movie was made in like 2010, 2013. I don't know. It was a long time ago. It feels like forever, but you know. So now I have these. And the last book in my haul is actually one that my friend got from my mom. So I have this friend, Kat, who is the best person ever, and she always gets presents for like the rest of my family as well because she loves my whole family, which she's crazy. I mean, I love my family too, but like I'm always like, Kat, you don't have to get presents for my family. And she's always like, I know, but I want to. So she actually got this for my mom, but my mom's like, I'm probably never going to read it. And I was like, can I have it then? She's like, sure. So it's the Giver Quartet by Lewis Lowry. I don't know if I said that right. But look at this edition, and it's got red sprayed pages, which I've never had a book with sprayed edges before, I don't think. No, I've never had a book with sprayed edges before, and it's so pretty. I've only read The Giver. I haven't read any of the other 3 books. Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun, I guess is what they're called. And it's just big and beautiful, and I love it so much. So my mom said I could have it, which is exciting, and I'm definitely putting this on my TBR. For the unhaul section, now I've seen unhaul videos before, and apparently people leave mean comments on people's videos about giving away books or getting rid of books that they don't want, which is just dumb, because if you don't want a book, you should give it to somebody who will probably want it. So please don't leave rude comments, but I don't really know where I'm going to give these yet. I'll probably give them to Savers to add to their book collection, or maybe the library. I don't really know yet what I'm doing with them. But so the first 4 books I have are these Narnia, like, adventure, they're almost like choose your own adventure, but like more intense. So we have The Lost Crowns of Cair Paravel, The Sorceress and the Book of Spells, The Return of the White Witch, and Return to Deathwater. Now, if you've read the Narnia books, you know that, like, these are just, like, they're kind of in between things, but, like, if a person were to go here, like, if a person were to return to Deathwater Island, which is in Dawn Treader, or if the White Witch were to return, you know. But they're choose your own adventure books, but then you have to, like, keep track of, like, items and stuff. And I don't know, I've had these for forever because I love the Narnia series, but I'm never going to use them. I tried it once, and it just wasn't my thing. Like, I was confused, and I was like, I don't really want these, so I'm going to get rid of them. Next up are 2 books that might actually stay in the family if my parents want them, and that is To Say Nothing of the Dog and Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. Now, Connie Willis wrote Blackout and All Clear, which is a duology that I absolutely love. It's time travel duology. And I know Doomsday Book takes place before Blackout, and it's kind of the prequel in a way, where Colin, one of the characters, actually travels back when he's like 11 or something. He like sneaks in and travels back in time to like I think during the Black Plague, actually. And I got like almost halfway through this book, but you can see it's a brick of a book, and it's mass market paperback, which I hate reading anyways. And I was trudging through it, and I'm like, I don't really want to read this anymore because the writing can be kind of wordy. So I think if I listened to this on audiobook, it would make it a lot better, but I just don't want the physical copy. And then To Say Nothing of the Dog, I actually have no idea what this is. It might take place in the same world as Blackout and All Clear, but again, mass market paperback, kind of big. I just have no interest in reading it, so I'm going to get rid of it. But if my parents want it, they can keep these, both of these, for sure. Next up is a book that I did just finish reading and that I didn't super enjoy as much as I was hoping, and that is Haven by Mary Lindsay. This is a romance book, and I'm so not a romance person. It has annotations from the author, which is kind of cool because it came in the page habit box, as well as actually a letter from the author, which I stuck in the beginning here. But I don't really want it. I'm never going to reread it. I just really don't want it. So I'm going to give it to somebody who hopefully will enjoy it much more than I did. The same thing goes for Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova. This was a fantasy book that was interesting and I enjoyed while reading it, but I'm never going to reread it, and I just don't really want to keep it on my shelf. Plus the cover is slightly creepy. So I think if I had a less creepy cover, I'd be more inclined to keep it. But I don't want it. It was a good book, and I hope that somebody else can enjoy it more than I did. Now, this book I hated, honestly, and that is Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. This is like a virtual reality type book, a little bit like Warcross, but I feel like Warcross did the virtual reality a lot better. I just couldn't connect to the places that they were going. I like couldn't imagine them, and there was just a lot of talk about like boys being boys and like all this stuff, and I wasn't there for it. I wasn't here for it, and I didn't enjoy it. The cover is really cool, which is kind of sad, so I kind of want to keep it, but I'm, again, never going to reread it, and I just really don't want it, so I'm going to get rid of it. And last up is a trilogy of books that were honestly not that great, and that is the Matched trilogy. It includes Matched, Crossed, and Reached. And these are YA dystopian books, and they came out around the same time as like Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, that kind of stuff. And so like that was what everybody was reading at the time. But it's about this society where you are like, I remember the first book, Matched, is where you're matched to your perfect future spouse, and this girl, the main character, like feels trapped by it, and there's a glitch in the system, and she actually has two matches. It's a guy that she knows and then a guy that she doesn't know. Like a guy that's not supposed to be in the system, and then her best friend is the other one. And like then she ends up breaking away from the society. She meets the other guy, and like I don't even remember, but they like go on this rebellion in these books and like take down the society or whatever. So I don't remember a lot of what happens. I don't want these. They were not that great. My mom hated them actually, and I think if I reread them I would hate them too, so I'll just keep the slightly nice memory of enjoying them when I read it, but knowing that they're not honestly that great. So I'm just going to give them to somebody who will enjoy them much more than I did, and who is just getting into that hype of dystopian. Because I also think part of it too was like I'd already read a bunch of dystopian and I was starting to get tired, so you know. So there you have it. So those are all the books that I have gained and am now losing, and I'm hoping to give these away to people who really want them. I will probably ask around, see if anybody wants these books. If not, I will just give them to either the library or to like secondhand store where they can be reused and they can be resold and given to people who actually want them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of the books and want to try and convince me to keep some, you can go ahead and try in the comments below. My social media is in the description as always. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!